A very good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to one of the biggest shows today. Today is Saturday, right?
Yes.
And of course, today we always talk about things that have been happening over the week. Why are you laughing? Why are we laughing? I even don't know why I'm laughing, but I'm laughing.
Exactly true.
Absolutely. Welcome to, of course, the Week in Review show here at Africa Farmers Media, where we get to learn, connect, and grow. We get to review the topics that have been happening over the week, and of course, I will be host Brian Munda.
John Nyambura.
John Nyambura, karibu katika show.
Asante sana Brian Munda. Since we're going with full names.
Okay, guys. Anyway, thank you, John, for coming.
Thank you.
Guys, if you don't know Joanne, she has studied agriculture. She has a degree in agriculture, and guys, wow, that's interesting. That's a very interesting one. Yeah. So, Joanne, invite our audience to, of course, to the show.
Thank you guys for tuning in. You can watch us live on Facebook at Afarmers Media.
Yeah.
YouTube the same Afarmers Media.
Yeah.
We are is it on or in LinkedIn?
On LinkedIn.
On LinkedIn as Afarmers Media.
Yeah.
Twitter and Instagram is at Afarmers the Z _ Yes.
Absolutely. Thank you very much, Joanne. And of course, as we get to talk about this week's conversations, what stood out for you this week?
In what terms? There's so many things.
First in agriculture, and then we can talk about other things.
Okay, the first thing was the rains. I'm so happy the rains are here. We have experienced rains the whole week.
Yeah.
Which is a very good thing for us as farmers.
Uh-huh.
We are planting now, and
Yes.
we're hoping for the rains to go for a few more weeks so that our plants can have enough water. Yes.
Okay. Of course, generally, what's stood out for you?
Yesterday's news.
Okay. About Ukraine and Russia?
No, no. About
Right,
the
about
third
what?
president of Kenya,
Okay.
passing on. He
Yeah.
was a fundamental aspect in the growth of this country
Yes.
until now.
Yeah.
Yes. So basically, I think for us, we should be celebrating him, not even mourning, but there's an aspect of mourning. But then, he took us to another level as a country.
Yeah.
So basically, we are celebrating his life. For me, I'm celebrating his life. Yes.
All right. Of course, President Kibaki, the former president, I think people still call him president for some reason, because some might arguably say that he was one of the best presidents
Yes.
that ever happened. Of course, I'm sure some others will say different things, but way above that, I was not old enough to understand his first term and things that are around. Okay, I was not conscious enough to know who Kibaki was and
Yes.
his type of leadership until I got to understand the history of
Yes,
him. The
yes.
second time I was a little bit understanding. Naelewa, Kibaki wewe ndio amejenga super highway. Okay, all right. But of course, the former president was born back in 1931. And of course, as they say, sunset 2022. Those are close to 90 years. Actually,
Yes.
90 years,
90
heading
years.
to 91 years. And actually, one quite interesting thing about Kibaki, ever known that he has been an MP in Nairobi?
Yes.
Oh.
I did history.
Oh wow! I was about to teach you some.
Yes, he was. He was. Yes.
Yeah, so he was the president. He was the MP in Makadara from 1963, sorry, to 1968 for some time, and then now he went to Nyeri, of course. Mali, he 1978 specifically to 1998, 10 years down the line, he became the vice president of the VP, sorry, of course, the longest serving president, Daniel Moi, for 10 years, 1978 to 1988. And then from there, Kibaki, of course, joined the opposition, and he did push for some things here and there. And in 2002, he did, of course, stand against the current president, Uhuru Kenyatta, where he, of course, took the reins of power. And he stayed there for 5 years first, of course.
I remember when he was being sworn in, he was on a wheelchair. Can you remember that?
Yeah, he was on a wheelchair
Yes.
after having a road accident.
And apparently that road accident has been affecting him until now.
Okay.
As sources close to him are saying, he has been affected until now.
Was it physically or mentally?
Physically.
Physically, yeah.
Yes.
But even, one thing we have seen about the man is the resilience,
Yes.
that he had even after such an accident and things, around him. He still moved on.
Yes.
He led the country to very strong economic projections, 7% economic growth
Yes.
from close to zero. He did such a good job. I'm sure mali watu wengi wako sahi. One interesting thing is that during this period when the Jubilee government has been in power, somehow Kibaki was trending.
Yes.
Ukiingia Twitter, utapata Kibaki is trending. And he's trending for some reason because of comparisons. People are trying to compare him with other people. And once you get yourself getting compared to the current person or the previous person, you know that you're the SI unit of performance.
True.
Yeah, of course.
He really did a number of the economy.
Yeah.
In terms of growth, because I remember he said, "I'm going to give 5,000." Was it 5,000? Or I think it's 5,000 youth jobs, and people laughed. People laughed. Then he reduced the taxes on acquiring bodabodas and so many barriers that were making people not access bodabodas. How many bodabodas are there right now?
So many. So many of them.
So basically, he actually gave people 5,000 people jobs.
And that is something that I'm asking myself.
In one aspect
policy.
only.
just policy.
Yes.
You see, you open up policy and people can tap into the opportunity.
Yes. Yes,
Wow.
basically. I recommend that. I commend that actually. You can say something and people wonder, how is it going to happen? And then the smallest thing is what is going to make the economy grow.
Yeah.
One policy, just one. Can you imagine if we didn't have boda guys?
Yeah, but you can imagine.
These people wangekuwa wapi sahi?
The more than I would want to think the more than 100,000 bodas in this country. There's so much.
Yes. Exactly.
Those are more than 100,000 jobs
Yes.
down the line.
Now imagine 100,000 people without jobs.
Yeah. Think the other way around now. Yeah, interesting. Yeah.
Yes.
So that was President Kibaki. Of course, different leaders have eulogized him. I'm sure we have seen from reactions and everything. We're not going to talk about the same thing. But even the process of eulogizing the former president, part of what is going to happen is that, of course, there are some campaigns that will be stopped. Well, the Kenya Kwanza team has stopped the campaign for 3 days to mourn the president, the former president. You see, people still see him as the president for some reason.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, and then above that, of course, the president has also said that there will be, flags will be flown at half mast.
Yes.
So, above that, there's also the motorcade of the top government officials, including the president himself, the deputy president, the CJ, the speakers. They're going to, of course, omit the national flag from the motorcade for the respect of the former president. And so much.
But I think that is part of it. Even any president who dies, that is supposed to happen.
Okay.
Yes.
So that's an update of what is about to happen.
Yes.
News as of today in the morning is that there's been a committee that has been formed to look into the state burial. Of course, he's the president. He is going to be given a state burial, and way above that, the committee, of course, is constituted of family members, also state officers, and some other people who, of course, were close friends, military too, because it's a state burial. So that is Joseph Kenya, the head of public service, who has said that, and we'll be looking into when he's going to be laid finally to rest. But well, salute to the man.
Yes, we do.
Yes. So of course, Joan, kabla hujaanza kulia.
Hey, I was heading there, by the way. Thank you for that.
Kabla hujaanza kulia. One other story that did break this week was the fact that okay, I'm more of a business journalist, so I think this might pull you a little bit into the business side. Now, the International Monetary Fund, IMF. So as seen now, what they do, they look into the economic outlook of different countries. It's like the audit, or they use data from audit firms. Then once they do that, they look into the current situation worldwide in terms of economic outlook, and even nationally. So now, by the start of the year, the year, of course, they did project that the world was going to of course, grow by 6%. That's the same growth that has also been projected in the current financial year, 2021-2022, 6% also nationally. But then, with the incoming of the Ukraine-Russia geopolitical war, they say that the world economy will slow down to 3.6%. That's close to half of it.
Yes.
So they say that the war is a nuisance, I would say, or is a disruption to the economic recovery post-COVID. So, well, food prices, I'm sure you know, they're high right now. Fertilizer prices are high. Fuel prices are high. You know, economic sanctions have been posted on against Russia, sorry, left, right, and center. And yesterday we had a conversation about what Russia and Ukraine war is doing to the world food security. And that's one of the next stories that we're going to talk about. Is that just still attached to the same? There was an article by BBC, of course, by World Bank. The BBC had a conversation with the World Bank president, who says that the world faces a human catastrophe from a food crisis arising from Russian invasion of Ukraine. That's according to World Bank President David Malpass, who says that, well, looking forward, currently the food index has risen by 24%. Inflation on food has risen by more than 4%. Global food commodity has risen by more than 30%. That means that kama ni mafuta, you know, quite a few facts. Russia is when you talk about even the farm inputs, you know, right now in the planting season that we are in, the fertilizer is very important, as you know, and Russia is the world's largest producer of fertilizer. And first, even way before the war, fertilizer prices were going high.
Yes.
Because, well, the recovery plan was something ilikuwa na mashida kidogo. The value chain was disrupted. But way above that, some of these containers that are used to ferry goods, fertilizer from Russia and other parts of the country were facing a shortage. Now, another thing right now is the fact that some of the ports that that Ukraine does have control of, or that belong to Ukraine, have been shut down right now.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
And one more interesting thing is that even in Russia, Russia's of course been imposed economic sanctions. You know, an economic sanction happens when you when you, for example, nikuja kwako ukose kunipea food, decide to impose an economic sanction on you and say that I'm not going to continue supporting you because I've been paying for the food in your house.
And they refuse to give you food.
Yeah. You see, now that is the same situation. So people, some of the world leading countries have imposed economic sanctions on Russia. And of course, even the fertilizer production has been on the low for some reason. Well, that's part of it.
I'm thinking, if those ports are closed, we are heading to a disaster.
Yeah.
A very huge disaster. Because if that is where we get our wheat from, we get oil, we get gas, we get so many things. Where are we heading to?
Look at the amount of wheat. You know, both countries, just two countries out of the world, account for a quarter of the world's wheat export. Just two countries.
Hey, Mwenda. You see what I'm thinking? I'm thinking of my chapatis and my mandazis and my bread and my cakes. So I have to do away with them now.
Can I tell you one more interesting thing? Is the fact that even if these two countries are already in fight, it's also planting season in Ukraine. They call
it's
it
going
spring.
to affect us for almost a whole year, even if they stop right now.
Hata wakiacha sai still
for a whole year.
Yeah, even the reserves that are there, they're not enough for export.
Yes.
And even Ukraine itself, even Russia itself has stopped exporting commodities for some reason. So I think that brings us back to where,
anyway, if you have power, if you know you have something that the world will have trouble getting.
Yeah.
I think that is where he actually got that idea from. Like, even if I do this, so many people will be affected and they'll do nothing about it.
Yeah.
I'll still eat my bread.
Yeah. And John, the most interesting thing I've always wanted to be answered is, you know, we are relying, a country like Egypt does rely on 85% of its wheat is coming from Ukraine alone. 85%.
85, that is.
And now you can imagine, hakuna wheat. But then I saw an opportunity. Here's the opportunity. Well, what happened to our wheat? Locally.
Hey.
What happened to our wheat?
People stopped growing wheat.
Millers, why did they stop? Why did they stop planting wheat?
I have no idea, but I think it comes down to the cost, because if the cost was okay and the market was there, they would still be growing. But then if we're importing most of, let's say, wheat, and where am I selling mine? At the end of the day, where am I selling mine? Nitauzia nani?
Yeah.
Na nikienda kuuza, I have to sell at a higher price, and there's someone who is selling at a lower price. So yangu, basically, I'll be having losses. So why grow it?
This is it, Joan. The cost of wheat has been, the cost of planting wheat has been high because of the farm inputs. And fertilizer is one of those farm inputs that are already high right now. Well, farmers have been told to go register and receive, you know, the 20 bags of fertilizer, you know, that the animal farm is being told to go pick up. If actually it's even happening. But, Joan, the cost of production, you have studied agriculture, you know the cost of production versus the output or the revenues out.
Yes.
If they cannot balance, then we're out of the equation.
Yes, true.
And my question is, right now, why doesn't the government look into a way that they can multiply wheat for wheat farmers and ensure that some of these farm inputs are subsidized even more and ensure that those people who stopped planting wheat, because I come from a background where we've been planting wheat for a very long time, but then we stopped because of the high cost of planting this commodity, and the market, of course, inakuja ikiwa inatetemeka. You know, you're never sure about it, because 10 months down the line, Joanne, 1 year down the line, the impact of this war is gonna be felt so hard.
Yes. If you can actually feel it, a bit of it right now imagine where we cannot access our storages are done.
Yeah.
Where are we going to get these products? Because right now we are not feeling it as much because maybe our stores.
Yeah. We still have reserves.
Tuko nazo.
Yeah.
But then zitaisha and we have nowhere to source them. Hakuna ati we are adding, tunatoa tukirudisha, tunatoa tu. Then tutatoa wapi? Ikiisha.
Wow.
Where will we get them? But I second you on the fact that the government should be looking for ways, should be looking for ways to help wheat farmers, and also the oil, the cooking oil, the how to process the whole thing, because we are heading to a place where we are going to have a crisis.
Yeah.
A very big one. And if you can see a crisis, you can foresee a crisis, then what should you be doing? You should not be sleeping. You should be thinking of how to actually cope with that crisis, because it's coming.
Yeah, it's coming.
It's coming, and there's nothing you can do about it. You know, if it's let's say something to do with manufacturing something, you can actually work towards manufacturing something. But this one is growing.
Yeah.
It's something you have to plant and give it time to grow.
Yeah.
But then you're not doing it.
John, what, apart from farm inputs, what else do you think we need to do? Because somebody said one day, do not let a good crisis go. Just use it. The people who used COVID as a good crisis,
Yes.
they made money out of it.
Yes, they
But
did.
not the COVID millionaires, I won't say that, but then people made business out of COVID.
Yes.
But then we're seeing a crisis. It's already here. You know, what should we do? Apart from, government subsidizing and everything. Do you think it's a high time maybe farmers do start rethinking their crop, repurposing what they wanted to do to plant this season?
I'm thinking if your land is fertile enough and the climatic conditions are favorable for growing wheat,
Okay.
you can grow wheat. But then don't make it like you have stopped planting other things and now you're focusing on wheat, because it might come and bite you back.
Yeah.
You may grow it and then we don't have the resources to actually make it flour. Where are you taking your wheat, basically, by the end of the day? So yes, get a portion of it and have wheat. In case there's that opportunity of selling it, you will sell it. But then if there's no opportunity, make sure you have something to give your family, because by the end of the day, it's about the food security of your family and those around you. So basically, don't rethink the whole thing. Make sure whatever you are planting and it was giving you money, continue doing it. But then also consider growing wheat. Yes.
One last thing before we can move on to the next topic is the quality. If we can keep up with the quality of the national standards and the global standards, one thing I'm sure is that 1 year down the line, or 10 months down the line, this commodity will be a hot cake.
Yes. Not even 1 year. I'm looking at 8 months, 8 months, 7 months around there. Yes.
So, guys, if you're watching us, take time. Maybe here's an opportunity for us to think twice about the crop that you're going to look into. And also the government needs to empower the local farmer so that we do not over-rely on international trade.
That is
It's
true.
going to hurt us big time. Of course, John, before we can take a short commercial break, once we're also talking about millers. There's one miller who has always been there, trying to create one of the best maize meals you will have at your food table. They say that is it true? The whiter the wheat, the whiter the maize meal, the tastier it is.
Depends, but yeah, I've heard that.
You've heard that?
Yes, I have.
Now these guys are creating one of the whitest maize meals, and they have one of the best brands in terms of branding. Actually, that's what I'm talking about. The branding of the unga flour, doing so good. So above that, they say it's very nutritious for families, you know. And above that, it's a premium product that you know. Kuna zile unga zenye ni normal, unasema grade 1, grade 2. So it's a premium product, and premium products have always been perceived to be expensive. But then this one is on the low of the premium products, the pricing, in terms of the pricing. But then the quality is premium.
Yes.
Yeah, so it's called the Kana Maize Meal from Giant Millers. So you can go get your 2 kg maize meal, maize flour from any supermarket. Actually, I found them hapa Kitengela washafika to close to the remotest supermarkets. So they're doing fine.
Even on retail basis.
Even on retail basis.
Yes.
So they're doing good. You ask for Kana flour, that is CANNA.
Yes.
And of course, 2 kgs. I don't know kama wako na 1 kg so far, but I know about the 2 kgs one. Because that's, and the 5 kg too. The 5 kg too is also there. And it's one of the tastiest thing that you're going to have this weekend. Of course, enjoying with your family. Of course, that is a message that is has been brought to you by, of course, Kana, who are owned and fully, who are, I would say, the branch manufacturer of the parent manufacturer is called the Giant Millers.
Giant Millers.
Yes. Then Kana is a byproduct of the Giant Millers. So of course,
in my mind, I have that song playing in my mind. Ni unga ule mtamu.
Oh yeah, ladha maisha. Of course.
Yeah. Every time I hear of Kana, I start singing that song, and then I feel the taste of Kana in my mouth.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, we need to go for a break.
We need to go for a break. We'll be back with more.
Yes.
Eggplant is a popular versatile vegetable that is glossy and purple in color. When it's cut, you will find a meaty white flesh dotted with small clusters of beige seeds. The unripe fruit is consumed as a cooked vegetable. Eggplant is a multitasker that can take on different and delicious forms. Eggplants are a great source of vitamins and minerals.
Ini tayari. Katubo.
Ugali ni tamu. Ni unga gani?
Kana. Ugali ni unga wa kana.
Na unga tunaupenda ni kana. Ni unga ule mtamu kwa sana.
Kana nutritious maize meal. Ladha ya maisha. Utapenda.
is a highly nutritious root vegetable. The beetroot is the taproot portion of a beet plant. It is one of the many varieties of the genus Beta vulgaris, all of which are mostly grown for their edible taproots and leaves. Beetroot is a root crop that takes approximately 3 to 4 months to mature. Beetroot is a fairly easy crop to grow as long as the soil is well cultivated prior to planting. Beetroots do not enjoy wet, boggy or shady soils. Beetroot can be sown in trays and transplanted when the seedlings have 2 true leaves. Plant in full sun, space seedlings 10 to 15 centimeters apart, and rows 20 centimeters to 30 centimeters apart so they have room to grow. Beetroots are also ideal for containers or raised beds. Beetroots will happily thrive in small areas as long as there is at least 20 centimeters depth of soil. Beetroot has been used not only for food but also for treatment for numerous conditions.
Welcome back. Brian.
Yes.
How are you now?
I'm feeling better.
Welcome back to the week in review. With me, Joan Nyambura.
And of course, Brian Munda.
You can watch us live on YouTube, Facebook. On YouTube, it's Afarmers Media. I usually confuse African farmers and Afarmers Media most of the time, so bear with me. On Facebook, we have Africa Farmers Club, where we engage with farmers, with suppliers, with everyone who is involved in agriculture, right?
Yes.
What about Twitter and Instagram?
Of course, Twitter and Instagram, we are at FarmersZ.
Yes, underscore. Please don't forget the underscore.
The underscore, yeah. Afarmers. The Z,
yes.
The Z is like a Z. It's a Z.
It's a Z.
It's a Z. It's a Z.
For us, the 844 system, it's a Z.
It's a send. You come to Meru, and we always say it's a send.
Okay.
Yeah, tell Meru to say zebra. Zebra. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
But then when you come to Kikuyu land, you say zebra.
Surely. But are we talking about the same animal? Because, guys, we are
the
born...
R and the L for us.
Yes. It is the Al and the R.
It's the R and the R.
Yeah.
Yes.
Of course, but of course, today we're talking about topics that have been happening over the week.
Yes.
And we're going to review, tunaguza moja, tunaongelelea kidogo, the most important facts, and then boom, boom, bing, bam.
Yes.
We move on to the next. And Joan is here, showing me a butterfly. It's a
fly.
It's a fly.
Yeah. It's a pest and a very dangerous and vigorous pest.
Okay, tell us about it then. Okay. Tuambie kila kitu we need to know, because now we have not we hatujaonyesha watu wetu.
Inaitwa Drosophila Suzuki.
Guys, why call a very innocent animal Suzuki?
How innocent is it? It's not innocent per se. When it comes to farmers, it's not innocent.
Okay.
It affects berries. When it comes to strawberries, blueberries, all the berries, the cherries, what else? The grapes, that type of family. When the berries family.
Oh, the berries and the cherries.
Yes, and it's very vigorous, as I said. Inaendanga, and it affects the fruits.
Okay.
Yes, it's like a fruit fly or something, but in affecting the fruits, and then your yield goes down, and the quality of your yield goes down. So basically, in Uasin Gishu, they had a forum on Tuesday where they were creating awareness of the Suzuki, Drosophila Suzuki.
Okay.
Because the county wants to enhance on the horticultural production because of the good conditions there and the good fertile soil there, because they can actually grow the berries. And do you know it's very hard to grow berries?
How hard is it?
You need you need to look at so many things. It's the same thing as flowers, because you have to look at every aspect. Akunanga kubahatisha. It's either you're doing it right or you're not doing it. The same thing as berries. But zenye nimeona, at least people around everywhere are doing them as strawberries. Yeah, that is the better kind of berry that can be grown easily. Yeah, so basically they held that forum to sensitize the Uasin Gishu farmers on the biggest problem when it comes to berries, which is the Drosophila Suzuki.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
All right.
What do you think about the Suzuki?
Oh, me, I've always known that being a Suzuki, dark jokalak,
Hey, man.
it's driving people crazy. Yeah. So, guys, moving on to the next.
What do you mean? What do you mean? That was wait. Suzuki and Subaru, they're different.
Yeah, Suzuki and Subaru are different.
I thought the Subaru carrying the day when it comes to driving ladies crazy.
Oh, but you know, okay, I'm not here to advertise the brands. At least once they talk to us, we're gonna do that.
Nasikianga too, Subaru, maybe.
It's the adrenaline that Subaru comes in. Of course, any car can be given an adrenaline because any car can be modified. Many cars can be added in an extra engine. Want to enhance the engine in a turbocharger, and can be modified to kutoa hata ile sauti ya papa.
Nasikia ukiongea Greek.
Yeah. Anyway, so watu wangu wa Subaru, again welcome. We're talking about a Suzuki
Drosophila
Suzuki. Me I'm hanging this one, but at least I've known that one of the biggest rats in strawberries,
blueberries,
cherries, and the cherries,
grapes,
and the grapes too, is Drosophila Suzuki.
Yes.
You know, it's how. Okay.
Moving on, fish production in Lake Victoria is falling. It has been doing it since January.
Why?
It has been going down. I have no idea, but currently we are supposed to be producing 500 metric tons, but then we are importing 350,000 metric tons. So basically we are producing around 150.
Okay.
You see, that is a very drastic drop.
Yeah. Yeah.
So who is this? Dr. O'Berry noted that there are over 6,000 cages installed in Lake Victoria, an estimated 10,000 metric tons of fish. You understand?
Yeah.
Now it's going down. It has gone down. So basically, that is another trending.
You know, before we can go down a little bit, just kidogo to juu. I see.
You've seen somewhere they've said something about my university.
Oh no! Actually, it's way beyond that. I see fish production from Lake Victoria has fallen to 90 metric tons per annum, compared to the earlier production of 180,000.
Yes.
Not even 90,000. It has now fallen to 90,000, which is half.
Which is half.
It has fallen by, wow. This is interesting. Something needs to be done, maybe. Is it that people are fishing the up to and including the called finger rings? I don't know, the small fishes that are meant to continue in the multiplication, because the kind of fall 90 metric tons from 180,000 metric tons Such a huge drop.
It's a huge drop.
Such a huge drop.
Considering actually, we have the biggest clean fresh water source in the whole of Africa, Lake Victoria. Imagine we are producing such low levels of fish.
I remember some time back, there was a governor that I'm not going to mention. He appeared in front of a committee that was investigating what happened to some of the investment he did. By now, you know the committee, investment, of course, committee. Well, the guy is asked, but we see some ulinunua fish. Ulipeleka wapi? Jua tuzioni. Oh, and the man just says, but then we bought some fish, and tulinunua tukaweka Lake Victoria. Ni kama ziliswim zikaenda Uganda.
What?
Yeah, these things are happening, Joan. I mean, sijui zilienda wapi. Utasema hii fish ni ya Kenya. Usipita hapa kwa Museveni hapa. Hapa. Unaona hapa? Ukifika hapo rudia hapo.
Honestly, evil. Like that explanation is so funny.
Yeah. Yeah, nikaja mafulani. You know guys always where?
I didn't kama zile swim. Like hata kidogo azikubaki Kenya.
Yeah, maisha ni ngumu Kenya.
Zote zilienda Uganda.
Cost ni ngumu Kenya. Inafanya samaki zina swim.
Hey.
Yes.
Yeah, pana. It makes no sense.
Yeah, so
like hata tu kubaki na 20%.
100%. Zili swim. Sawa, hata mwenyewe utaziambia ati baadaye wase msingie Uganda. Yeah,
lakini that does not make sense at all.
Sawa, utafanya nini? Ule jamaa ametoka huko Lake Region, ameingia kwa gari, anaenda Nairobi. Hiyo jani yote amejiambia neno kuambia majamaa hii kitu.
He didn't even have stress about it.
Mbona kwanza nakuwa najibu.
It's something that we cannot argue.
Mbona unaargue? Wewe uliona zikiswim? Kama huko hapo mbona sasa unaargue?
Na mjeka bari ati mnasema hii ndio Uganda na Kenya. So you're very sure hizo fish zitaenda.
Mbona?
Kwa nini hazikwenda Tanzania?
I think aziko zimelan Kiswahili by then. Yeah, so inaitwa blue economy. Huku ni kunoma.
Okay.
Yeah, so well, that's the major drop. 90 metric tons from 180,000 metric tons. Such a huge drop. Once we're talking about the growth, but the same guy who is Dr. Obiero has noted that there are over 6,000 cages installed in the lake with an estimate 10,000 metric tons of fish, emphasizing that Maseno University is also supporting aquaculture.
Yes.
Yeah, so he said that the varsity... Okay.
How are you?
Okay. Do you want to say hi, ama umeshtuka venye? I've said and moved on so fast.
Yeah, you moved on so fast on the Maseno aspect.
All right, guys.
University aspect.
Guys from Maseno, she has a degree in agriculture.
From?
Yeah, from, of course, Maseno University.
And you're just passing Maseno University, like, anyway.
I'm not sorry about that, but guys...
You don't have the alumni right here.
Of course,
Okay.
all the best guys I see you guys are supporting, of course, the aquaculture industry. He said that the varsity has also introduced biofloc technology, a blue cycling system for enhanced fish production, and finger ponds technology for turning a flood menace into economic gain. So he also noted that Busia County...
That is a very good thing.
That's a good thing, right? He also noted that Busia County has graduated into a leading fish handler with a daily export of 4 metric tons per day to the Democratic Republic of Congo, adding that the county has also constructed 60 60 million Kenyan shillings transshipment market with cold storage facilities. So that's such a huge thing.
If it works, it's going to help a lot.
It's going to help.
Improve, especially with also the flood management.
Yeah.
I feel nice when I see people coming up with different mechanisms and different ways of actually harvesting rainwater and actually reducing the, what can I say? The things that come, the consequences that come with floods.
Yeah.
So basically, if you can actually tap in on that rainfall, you're going to reduce the floods.
Yes.
And you're going to maybe work on something else.
Yeah, absolutely.
To enhance food security.
Absolutely.
Yes.
That's some good news right there.
Yes.
And of course,
do you take fish?
I taught myself to eat fish a few months ago.
Okay.
Or close to 2 or 3 years ago. And the journey so far has been, it's been a fishy one.
Wow. Okay.
It's been so good. I've been trying to buy some fish fillet. Yeah. And the mamas would do it so good up within town. They fry them, they're selling them by the road, and it's ready to eat. So watu kama mimi bachelors utaki kusumbuana na gas. Unasumbuana na gas. Wacha mama sumbuana na gas huko nje. Alafu you're going to just come enjoy the end product. But they are a little bit expensive.
How much?
Kadogo kama hii size ya hii simu. Mtununua karibu 200. Kadogo tu. Actually ifiki kabisa 200. And then of course fish is white meat, which is so good. Very, 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 very good for the health of firstborn health. Second thing, of course, it has omega-3 also.
Yes.
It does improve the functionality of the brain. If the brain does not function,
Cabbage.
it's like a public holiday on Saturday.
Hey, you had to go there.
Yeah. Any other story for us, John?
Yes. Basically, before you get there,
Yes.
now you need to feel threatened because there's an issue with fish. With your new love for fish, there's an issue with fish.
Wow, what's up?
Yes. With the low production.
Oh yeah, with the low production.
Yes.
And now you can imagine how the prices of fish are gonna go high because the commodity is slowly fading away. And we'll continue fishing. We'll continue, of course, importing fish from
China.
From China and other countries. Siku hizi hii to China. Inaitwa PRC. Hiyo zero ziambia mtu.
No wait, anastaki kujua. Please no.
No, Joan, no. I must inform you in this station.
No, if you're going down, go down alone. Don't carry me unless you're going up. Please carry me with all your strength.
Inaitwa PRC. Yeah. Ama uamini tupigie no sahi.
But anyway, ushasema so.
Inaitwa People's Republic of China. Yeah, so ile pale kwa made in China siku hizi imekanyagiwa. So it's made in PRC.
PRC.
Yeah. So kama hujui PRC wa kunywa maji ukiendelea. Yeah. Any other story for us, John?
So basically, did you know FAO had a meeting with East African ministers?
You're talking about the Food and Agricultural Organization, right? Oh, wow. Okay.
And they met also with African Union Commission.
Okay.
And they have launched a few guidelines for scaling up investments for and with youth in agri-food systems.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
Oh, guys, to be honest, I've never regretted getting into agriculture and investing in agriculture as a youth. Because I always know some of these small opportunities are gonna come in. Hey, getting in, this space, see what wing you are on your wako.
Yes.
So
Eco, they have done it during their 32nd session.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Okay.
And the guidelines basically are the practical steps on how to develop youth-focused and youth-sensitive investment programs.
Okay.
That you see youth partners with rural what are they called? Development
Okay.
programs to enhance the phases of the program cycle.
Okay.
Basically, that is basically when it comes to matters finances, matters implementing the investment programs, all that. Yes, so they have set the guidelines on how to, and it's going to it's going to cover the whole aspect of the cycle. The government, the financial and technical partners, the private sector, the young and the women, the youth basically. So it's going to guide all of them. There are different guidelines for all of them. It doesn't matter if it's the government, the private sector, the youth themselves, the partners, the whole part of it. Yeah, they have the guidelines.
Okay, that's a good thing.
And
I see the
the
guidelines.
FAO director in general, Ko Dong-yu.
Say that again.
Ikikupita imekupita.
Uh-huh.
He said that the guidelines are timely and we need to take ownership and we need to localize the ownership, the agribusiness part of it and the agro industries. Yes, so basically that's it. And they're urging other countries to get involved in FAO. Yes.
Yeah, you can see they say that, of course, the Director General also urged countries to become involved in FAO's One Country, One Priority Product initiative,
Yes.
in which agricultural producers identify a product, adopt international standards, build competitiveness, and reduce cost. And countries create an enabling policies to support youth people's investment, of course, and involvement. Of course, he gave an example of papaya. Any popo too. In countries such as Equatorial Guinea, which is sold cheaply but could reap great benefits if marketed to developed countries that do not have the climate to grow the tropical fruit.
Yes.
And it's what I'm trying to think. Youth trying to get into the, for example, avocado growing space. I think youth need to be well informed about standards, the market, and I came to think this way, Joanne. One thing that youth have above the local farmers is they have information. They have the ability to take in new information easy.
Yes, and they have the platforms.
And they have the platforms. And ukiwa pale campus umefunzwa. And I'm trying to think that most of us might have done a little bit better in terms of levels of education compared to our parents who have maybe been doing, agriculture.
Yes.
And that means that we stand to be even more informed on how the qualities, the quality controls, can talk about the market. We can explore more than the farmer that we have always been raised up by.
Yes.
And for example, a crop like avocado, we're going to talk a little bit about the same, where Zambia has also been exploring avocado export market in Europe. And Kenya also recently did open up its boundaries
Yes.
to selling avocados to China.
Yes.
And the avocado market is doing fine. And if they're youth trying to do the same thing, they should be supported, because a well-informed youth and a well-equipped youth ensures a better future, a well-equipped and informed future in agriculture.
Maybe I'd maybe argue a bit with that, because what the farmers we have grown up with had was the willpower.
Yeah.
They really wanted to farm.
Yeah.
Like, it's something they wanted to do or they had to do. But then when it comes to our generation, the youth, yes, we have the information. Yes, we have the resources. Yes, we have the platforms. But how many of us have the willpower to go and practice what the information that we have?
Yeah, that's
to actually actualize what we have. Yes, the information can be there, lakini inanisaidia je if I'm not actualizing it.
So to balance passion versus the information.
Yes, you have to balance everything. And it's a shame because when you're youth, you have the strength and you have the ability to have quick thinking and maybe change so many things. And that is why we urge so many youths to get into agriculture. Because at this age, unajua huna story mingi sahi, Brian. Do you have a child? Are you looking for school fees? Are you looking... Exactly.
Oh, no, even in the next 10 years.
Exactly. Right now, you don't have such things that are limiting your mind and deciding this time I'm supposed to be thinking mtoto wangu anafaa kuingia shule, anaingia na nini, sijanunua viatu, sijanunua school uniform, sijanunua vitabu, and na CBC there are so many things you need to buy katikati ya term. Unajua kitambo they used to buy the books, the pens, the school uniform na viatu, na analipa school fees. Wewe kazi yako ni uende usome. But basically right now, kama uko na mtoto, you know the hustle, it's every day. Si kama kitambo. And now if you don't have such things that are crowding your mind, you have a very big space to actually grow agriculture.
Yes, absolutely.
When it comes to other things, when you get a bit older, now you'll be thinking of maybe building a house. There comes mortgage, getting land, maybe investing in other things. But then when you're fresh, actually look on how you can maximize on agriculture.
Yeah, absolutely. Yes. It's such a good... I'll give you some advice from what I've seen. It's such a good space for youth. Not so much occupied right now by youth. And that means that opportunities are always there. Yes. People understand the importance of agriculture. And if you're a youth out there, I'll steal you a secret. Even as technology opportunities come in, you hear Google is opening up an office in Kenya, in Nairobi here, looking for 100 workers. Google does pay so good and everything around that. But something you don't know is that these opportunities come from left, right, and center. Hatutajipata si wote pale Google, we are millions of us. They're only looking for 100. But there are many more opportunities that come in agriculture. And once you hear the World Bank, once you hear UN, once you hear maybe, for example, the Food and Agriculture Organization, FAO, getting into such conversations, I'm a beneficiary of the World Bank.
Hey.
Every day.
Okay.
I'm a beneficiary of the World Bank.
How?
They did set up a competition of business plans, and of course they're looking into a few things here and there. They invested in technology, they invested in other things, but then the stronghold of the government. Well, you know what they did is the government always brokers a deal. I would say not just brokering a deal, but they always look for some extra cash. And the World Bank was willing to invest in youth in Kenya. And so they wanted to invest in startups and already existing businesses. And a small boy like me was there, but then out there, not many months ago. And, so they wanted to invest in youth and their businesses. And about one of those spaces when they won't think twice about is agriculture.
Yes.
And then I did decide to pitch this idea, and boom, we're here. Yeah, so the opportunities out there. And some of these international organizations always know, apart from technology, everybody's going the technology way. You can also introduce technology in farming too.
Yes.
And they will be willing to fund. So
yes, and we have so many innovative young Kenyans. Considering we actually came up with M-Pesa.
Yeah, you can imagine. Yeah, M-Pesa came from the youth.
Yes.
Yeah.
A student in JKUAT.
Yeah.
Basically, and it's a student, not someone who has really gone out to the world and understood what the world does and how it works. So if you get that opportunity, like you did, utilize it. And there are so many opportunities, as you've said. we have so many organizations that will support the youth. And
Yeah,
why
true.
do you think they're supporting the youth? Because they're the backbone of the country right now. And if you do not work on it, we are going to have a very faded future.
Yeah,
Yes.
true. Lastly, actually, before we can take a short commercial break, talking about the businesses and startups. Now, there's news that local businesses, local startups, in the last 2 years, just 2 years, 2020, 2021, and I'm thinking some bit of 2020, 2021, and some bit of 2022, sorry.
Yes.
They were able to raise up to 30 billion capital. 30 billion.
Hey, where are these opportunities?
And you know, I won't lie to you, and it's a notion that we've always had in our heads that rich people have acquired money the wrong way. The day that you get rid of that in your head
Yes.
is the day that you'll move on. John, I will tell you that. The day that you get rid of a politician, blaming a politician for where you are, is the day that you'll start moving on.
Yes.
Yeah. And the day that you stop blaming people and waiting on people to help you is the day that you'll start making baby steps towards being an adult.
Totally agree with you.
Yeah.
Yes.
So startups are out here trying things up and apale, 30 billion within such an economic strain, 30 billion by startups within the last 2 years. It's something that maybe we need to think about.
Yeah, we need to think about them.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So
And I think we should get maybe a platform where we can get the information to the youth about these opportunities. Yes.
yeah,
I think it's important.
yeah. So of course we have several other few stories that we're going to talk about once we take this short break. But on the other end of this break, we're going to talk about, of course, Zambia. As I told you, Zambia has begun the mass exports of avocado to Europe, and of course, there's some guys in West Pokot who have received more than 6,000 chicken, 200 chicken. Yeah, I told you opportunities are there. We just need to jipanga vizuri, and you'll get them.
And don't be comfortable.
Don't be so comfortable.
Yes.
And last thing we're going to talk about, in the process of keeping fit, umesikia?
What?
You know what? There's going to be a marathon on the Expressway. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. So stick with us. We're going to tell you when and how you're going to participate in that. But then it will be an inaugural, of course, marathon. So I know you don't need to tell you much, but
I'll wait.
Yeah, you're gonna wait on that. So we take a short commercial break. We'll be back with more.
Agriculture is the art and science of cultivating the soil, growing crops, and raising livestock. Agriculture provides most of the world's food and fabrics. It is not only a source of food and income, but also creates employment opportunities for many people in the world. Over 1 billion people worldwide work in agriculture, generating 2.4 trillion for the global economy. The global impact of farming on the environment is revealed that 40% of the Earth's land is now given over to agriculture. Agricultural development is one of the most powerful tools to end extreme poverty, boost shared prosperity, and feed a projected 9.7 billion people by 2050. And we, the Afarmers Media, roll the carpet for you as we welcome you to our thrilling farm visits to different farmers that educate and inspire you in different sectors in agriculture. Catch us also on our shows on all our social media platforms as we bring you educative and informative information that will help you learn and guide you on your agriculture journey to success. Our farmers attain knowledge and grow profits.
A nursery bed is a small area of a yard or garden that's used for growing certain selected plants. The goal of a nursery bed is to grow young plants to a certain size at which they can be easily transplanted. A nursery bed can also be used to evaluate plants to see if they are worthy of planting in the larger garden, to observe their growth, habit and color, or watch them for pests and diseases. A nursery bed is especially helpful for vegetable gardeners practicing succession in planting, in which a steady supply of fresh produce is maintained.
Melon is a trailing vine in the gourd family. The word melon can refer to either the plant or specifically to the fruit. Watermelon is a type of melon that is sweet and refreshing fruit. Watermelons can either be grown on home gardens for small-scale farmers or large-scale depending on the market demand. You can either transplant or plant watermelon seeds directly. For best performance, plant watermelons in hot, sunny locations with loose, fertile, well-drained soil that is rich in organic matter. It is best to plant watermelons on raised rows and ensure that the soil pH is between 6.0 to 6.8. On average, it takes around 3 months for a watermelon to grow from seed to mature fruit, with smaller varieties having shorter growing times than larger varieties of watermelon. Watermelon growing, if done rationally and on a scalable basis, can be a good source of income.
A very good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the Week in Review show here at Africa Farmers Media, where we get to connect, learn and grow. Ni John machozi inatoka kwa macho.
Hey, anyway, there's something I saw yesterday that is still unaona msee akona briefcase na akona ile bag ingine anaulizwa na bibi yake, hey, babe unaenda wapi? Jamaa anasema anaenda matanga Othaya. Just imagine.
Mzee tu ameenda tu jana.
Yes.
Mzee ameenda jana.
And you know it's the weekend.
The briefcase umetake how long kupanga? Kwa sababu mzee ameenda jana na ushapanga briefcase unatoka.
No, unajua it's the weekend.
Ndio hii weekend.
Ni weekend.
Unaenda Mambolezi. Jana pia nimeona kwa WhatsApp. Kuna WhatsApp group imetengenezwa ya mchango ya nini? Ya mazishi ya
Ala.
We.
Hey Kenyans, you wait for
watu wamengoja ka opportunity kadogo hivi tu. Jamaa alikuwa anapika na bibi yake siku moja. Sasa jamaa kaulizwa hataki kusaidia bibi kupika. So akaambia bibi yake, akamwangalia akamwambia wacha niende nje nika confirm kaa nje kwa nje. Sure. Anyway, so so Johan, can we move on to the next story?
Hey, okay. But we have so many creative Kenyans.
Yeah.
And we appreciate you because sasa at least nimeongezea miaka kadhaa.
Yeah.
Yes.
They always say any day that goes without you laughing is a wasted day. Yeah, it's a wasted day. So
ni siku nzuri basi.
Yeah. It's a beautiful day. And John, talking about a beautiful day, it's a beautiful day in Zambia because now Zambia has begun the exports of mass avocado exports to Europe. And I'm thinking avocados are doing so good because also Tanzania are hitting the European section.
Markets.
The European market with avocados. And the Kenyan market also did open its boundaries to China. It's really interesting that now we are exporting we're serious with avocados. Avocado.
But it's true. There's, I think you were with Noah and he was talking about the same thing.
Yeah.
How much they sell the avocados abroad.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's they get a very big profit from it.
Yeah.
So and then basically most people in Europe are having avocados. And I don't know if it's because they can't grow them or what is the issue.
No, avocados are very beneficial there. And that's part of the reason as why our ancestors did live long enough. Because seriously, sorry.
Okay.
They were eating so much avocados. And they're very healthy. And what is happening, the world is moving. The more it goes away, the more it comes closer. Because things came in, vegetable oils came in, but then way before that we were using different types of oils. What we want to pick out in mafuta and animal fats, But right now, to me, what this vegetable fat is doing, oils are doing to us, I was reading an article yesterday during lunch. It was quite interesting because when I say there are 4 vegetable oils that are having problems with us. Not just vegetable, but then oils that once hit, they're bringing in cancerous aspects and components.
Okay.
They say, actually, I hope I did take a screenshot of the same. They say that first is the sunflower oil. Second thing, it's the soya. I wish I did take a screenshot. It's the soya. I think I didn't. I didn't take that one. But they say that first sunflower, second soya, and some other vegetable oils that bring in cancerous aspects in our lives. And this has made sure that these people are more informed nowadays. Information is key.
Yes.
And having too little information is very dangerous, by the way. So now we got little information about what was brought to us, and now they're running away from what they brought to us. And now they're buying what was within us for themselves. So avocados are being exported. What they do, and I'm sure you've learned this, is being an intermediary in the supply chain is one of those big things that you can do.
Yes.
Just go source for the right quality of avocado. Of course, there's more risk involved, spoiling and everything. But then, as long as you can control some of this risk, you can risk manage.
Yes.
They go repackage. Just basic as repackaging. They don't even do much on the value addition. It's taken whole. An average family will take an estimate of 1-2 avocados. Mtu moja. Yeah. Households take close to 4 avocados in a day.
I totally understand.
Do
you take avocados?
I do take them once in a while, not much. Then I won't lie to you. Ever since coming to Africa Farmers Media, even my diet has changed a little bit. I've had to change my diet because you always there to make money, continue doing stuff, but then at the end of the day, ask yourself, nimetengeneza pesa, so what with bad health? Somebody say the expense that you're going to incur during buying some of these products is not compared to the one that comes as a medical bill.
True.
Yeah.
True.
Yeah.
Hey, when it comes to avocados, my friend, one is not enough. One has never been enough. I've grown up with avocados. It's the fruit I take any day when I get hungry. You know how you take bananas? That was avocado for us.
Wow.
We had around 10 to 15 trees of avocados. Yes. And the full seasons, the alternating seasons. So all throughout we had avocados. So every meal, when you wake up in the morning, avocado.
Oh, wow. Okay.
When you feel hungry, avocado. At lunchtime, avocado. Evening, avocado. Yeah. But time came where they preferred having coffee of avocado, and they had to cut down the trees. But still left around 5 trees of avocado.
Yeah.
So when I go back there, I still have avocado.
I think everybody's heading towards some healthy type of living. I can't say meshtua watu, but it's doing so. So talking about the same thing, a little bit different though, the type of planting that we're having nowadays, vertical gardening.
Yes.
Give me the secret. I heard you talk about it. Vertical versus horizontal type of farming. Which one?
It's a very simple science. You might have a very small space, and you can utilize it, because most farmers, the most used mode of farming is the horizontal one, but then it covers a very big space. You can have a space as small as this room and actually have higher yields than someone who is trying to do it vertically, because going up, you don't have to pay for the space, right? But horizontal, you have to pay for the space. So if you have shells, you might have shells, you might have bags, gunias. You can actually have many gunias, uziekile juu vizuri, and then you plant uko kwa sides, and you'll have very good yields. Unaona, that small, just one, maybe 3 to 2 gunias going up, equivalent like a very big horizontal space, which helps with the yields and also management of the whole thing. See the same na horizontal. Yes. So basically, it saves on space first of all, then management, and even water. Juu it's a limited place, and you know the soil yenye iko hapo, and you know the amount of water it might require. Si kama ile horizontal where you have to water the whole land, and then it's going to seep to the water table, and then maybe your plants may not get enough water. Lakini sasa hii vertical, kama ni katin, eating, ita hold maji, na ita hold for how long, na nikipitisha hapa hiyo ni waterlogging, unaona? So basically iko na specific ways of doing it. And you can do it anywhere.
Yeah, actually, you're talking about this, and yesterday I was talking to my bro, and I asked him, how is your family doing? Doing good. So you guys, but you're more fortunate. He lives in Meru. You guys are more fortunate that even if you're living in the upper side of Meru, mkona nyumba, ikona kakampot kadogo. And then he has a very small kitchen garden. And then he tells me that, but they ask him, panda anything, apple, next, maybe, vitungu, you have a larger family kidogo, and I know the cost of living at some point can, why don't you try to minimize what you can minimize? And he tells me, kashamba ni kadogo. I didn't tell him anything. Right now I'm feeling like I can tell him, but you can invest in vertical type of land.
You actually have hanging gardens.
Oh.
Yes, you can have the hanging gardens, where you suspend the tin.
Yes, suspend the tins.
Yes.
Well, that's what I'm thinking. A structure, mbao, kuna mbao hivi, frame. Talking about frame, kuna frame, imeshuka hivi, some good support system. Then you can hang some.
Yes.
You know, it's very simple.
Some onions, some danias, kales, spinach. Yes.
That's what I'm thinking about it. I'm gonna have a conversation with him later.
Yeah, you should.
Yeah, that's a good one. That's a good one. And then second last story we're going to talk about today is that a group of ladies from West Pokot have benefited from 6,432 2 months old improved kienyeji chicken. Because they say this is under the government's program, which is called the Kenya Climate Smart Agriculture Program. So, as I told you, people out here wanajipanga tu, tap into the opportunity.
West Pokot.
Yeah. You can think about West Pokot, not so agriculture friendly, even if kuna mahindi na nini, but then they're using more. Kujipanga tu, ni kujipanga, my friend.
Yeah, itabidi umejipanga. Yeah, it's a very good initiative. Basically having the first step taken for you.
Yeah.
It's a very good thing, especially when it comes to chicken.
Yes.
Umewahi note also the price of getting chicks is high. Because 2 days chicks zinakwanga 100 bob.
2 days.
Yeah.
Kanapele kwa wapi? Ako ni child labor.
Ati?
Okay. But you're taking a 2-day-old kid, ni chick.
Aye. One day, that is the kanaka ni kama kajatoa. Yeah, they get them with the first week.
Oh.
Yes, after that the price goes up.
Okay.
And they got 2 weeks. 2 weeks old chicks. Ama 2 days.
2 months.
2
months old.
Hiyo ni kuku.
Here's the story. The Kenya Climate Smart Agriculture Program, a government program jointly supported by the World Bank, has distributed the third phase of 6,432 2 months old improved chicks to farmers common.
Now imagine the broilers. They're sold at how many weeks?
The broilers?
Yes.
The chicks ama ikiwa ime
kuku yenyewe inauzangwa na how many weeks?
Kuku?
Yes.
Kale kadogo ama ikiwa kubwa?
Broiler too. Complete.
Normally I always know it's 6 months.
Exactly. Now they're getting 2 months.
Yeah, 2 months. It's just gonna be there for the next 4 months. Then boom.
Kama ni broiler.
Yeah.
But sasa ni kienyeji, so it's going to take a bit.
Some more time, eh?
Yes. Now imagine how old and how big a 2-month broiler chick is.
Yeah.
Uone vile ni kubwa.
Yeah, you can imagine.
Now they get the 2 days. Most farmers get it at 1 week.
Oh, okay.
1 week and below, yes.
Okay, I think that's another topic that you conversant with that.
A bit.
We're going to have you and somebody else who we can reinforce with about that business, because I think they are bitters and sweets about that business investment.
Yes.
And we're going to talk about that and the opportunity.
Here
is the opportunity.
Chicken.
Now, they say, as we brush over that story, they say, meanwhile, a total of 44,314 rainbow roasters chicken have been so far distributed to various women and youth groups within West Pokot, benefiting about 3,000 residents.
Hey, nice.
Nikujipanga tu.
Si tubadilishe huyo governor kuja huku.
I don't know, it's smart of the county government, of course, as I would love to say, maybe county government. But then the World Bank does not tap into opportunities that are not there. You need to organize yourselves. The World Bank has some money. These international organizations have money, but then they're willing to invest into organized groups, organized businesses, and at some point they also, invest in even one person, as long as it's a scalable business. Because the end goal of World Bank is always reducing the poverty levels.
Yes.
Yeah, sustainably though.
Okay.
Yeah. Last story. Before we can close this show. Now, guys. Here goes a story, a very interesting one, of how things are gonna be in the next few days. Now, are you a resident? Let me do it as an advertisement. Are you a resident within Mombasa Road? You know?
Yes.
Have you always seen the Expressway and admired it?
Yes.
Have you been contemplating kuiba Maua Expressway?
Apana.
Okay.
No.
That's so bad. But here goes some good news for residents who are living within Mombasa Road and even without Mombasa Road, that there's gonna be a marathon. Yeah. Waniangalia tu.
Yay. Tunaenda.
Hey, nikose. No.
You'll have to carry me. Nima nauliza kama tunaenda. Nikienda peke yangu, no. Hey, running is a problem.
Actually, yesterday I was trying to run, so you can feel the chest. Inafunguka.
Hey, which route? I think you should come by, pick me up, then we go, then drop me off, and then you go home.
No.
When you're running.
Ushisikia hamo wenye waambia watu Professor Amo.
Okay, hapana. Don't roast me on live TV.
Don't. Kuna shida zetu already.
But you're being a good neighbor, a good colleague. Yes, helping me with my health.
Yeah. So here goes the story. It's by Capital Business. It says that Kenya's top athletes and ordinary citizens will get a chance to run on the Chinese-built Nairobi Expressway when the East African nation's capital hosts its inaugural marathon. Organizers have said, of course, they said sometime back this week, that the Nairobi City Marathon, organized by the Kenya's Ministry of Sports, Arts and Social Development Fund, will be held on May 8th, ahead of the official opening of the 27-kilometer road. Now,
I'm thinking, where is it starting?
Inaanza Mlolongo.
True.
Inaanza Mlolongo hadi Westlands.
So tutaenda hivyo.
Tunakimbia
to Westlands.
You know, the funny thing about this marathon is that, of course, they're going to break it down in terms of 42 kilometers, 21 kilometers, 10 kilometers, and 5-kilometer races. But the good thing about the Expressway, nyi wenye mnakimbia, ati unatoka nje ya track, unakaa hapo, unatembea hadi ufike.
Exactly.
Utajua ujui. Hakuna magari zinaingia huko.
Hakuna.
So ati unakimbia na unatoka.
You must be ready. Ni wanakwambia you need to wake me up. We go for those runs because ukianza umeanza. Huachi until you get there. And I was thinking kama inaanza Westlands inakuja na huko. Maybe that will be easier because it will be easy to get into the house.
Wow, yeah.
So tukienda huko, that is another journey getting back.
Yes.
Okay, now. But it will be fun. It is good for the health. And I think for my first marathon, I'll be so energized and so motivated to go. Yes, unless something happens.
Yeah, unless something happens. Unless something happens, hapo ndo kuna one hapo. Unless something happens. Unasikia marathon ni 42 kilometers. Unachoka.
Unachoka tu physically.
Unatokea pale juu.
Na kuna kuruka.
Unaruka nini? Unaruka maji ya serikali. Tutaeleza. So of course, they're saying that Biango was the first to run on the new expressway with the top view of the metropolis. You see, I don't know if you've seen this run. There's been pictures zenye zinachukuliwa the expressway kutoka juu na chini. Of late, ukiingia pale Twitter, utapata some of those good pictures of I don't know if it's people that I'm following. Like people are taking very, very, very good pictures of the expressway and Nairobi with the expressway now.
Okay.
You can see ukiona caption inakaa this is not Dubai, this is Kenya. Angalia picha vizuri.
Unashangaa kwani uko nchi nyingine. You have no idea where that place is.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, of course, that is what the Expressway is doing to Kenyans.
That is nice. That is nice.
Kenya Misho kusema this is not it is. I find that they're putting it into action. Now, according to the Kenya National Highways Authority, the Chinese contractor is currently doing the final touches on the road ahead of its launch by, of course, the president. The road is expected to cut the travel time from the south to the west of Nairobi to about 20 minutes from 2 hours.
Ah, okay. Yeah. And I said they've said the first edition of Nairobi City Marathon is on May 8th.
Yeah. May 8th. Hapo ndo.
Hai, ni hata sina time ya kujitayarisha.
You see, that's the problem. Oh, guys, as I told you, unless something happens, imeanza ku happen. So, we would take so much thing. I'm not person who will tell, but kuna kamera don hapa can happen kutoka hapa hadi na manga. Si ujitokeze sahi. Hey, mbio tunaenda. And then baadaye utakuja ku regret mbona ulienda baadaye. There's nothing so good like regretting afterwards. And the good thing about it is that you never regret. You'll always enjoy impromptus. So don't plan so much. You just look for some, to viatu hapa na pale, some tracksuit maybe you'll need some, and some bright attitude too.
Especially the attitude part.
No, pange watu wako next. Kwa sababu you might need them katikati ya
formation.
Mdosi yake ya tu nitoa kwa hii Expressway. We don't wanna. So of course that's a wrap. That's a wrap for today's show. At least we have had some fun around here. And that is the week in review.
Yes.
Both in agriculture and other things that are yet to be there, outside there, and how they affect us also. So I've been asking myself, are farmers keeping fit?
When?
But ukienda pale nje. Hii now
Sangapi?
I hope itaonekana vibaya. Ukienda pale nje, most of the farmers wanakuwa na kidogo wameongezea weight.
Na kuna wale wajiongezea. It depends.
Kidogo sana.
Yeah.
It depends. Thank you very much, guys, for being part of this show. Of course, it's also another reminder that you should keep fit ahead of the Marathon Expressway, 8 kilometers.
Yes, we're going.
Yeah, we're
yes.
I hope, guys, you can see this side.
Wacha kuchoma.
We're hapa kwa nini? TikTok. Guys, you can also follow us on Afarmers
TikTok, yes.
Yes, absolutely. We have so much that we do create about the industry that we are in. Of course, for today, it is a wrap. You've been with me, Brian Wanda.
John Nyambura.
Until next week, we say, continue consuming information. It's the difference between you and the farmer you aspire to be.
Be safe. It's the weekend, so be safe.
All right.